What's up, everybody? This is Aaron with the Razorbacks and Beyond Show. Um, Thank you for joining me. First, I'm gonna do a little housekeeping. As far as when our next episode is gonna be, your guess is as good as mine. Everybody's got stuff going on, and it's hard to get the three of us together, two of us together, four of us together, whatever. So I'm just gonna do this one on my own, and we'll see when we can have one with everybody coming back. Until then, I'm what you get. Um, I thought I would do because today I'm recording this on Saturday, August 10th, and it is the first full day of preseason football. We've had a couple of games on Thursday, a couple of games on Friday, and the Hall of Fame game last week. But this is the first full day where a lot of teams are playing, and so I thought this would be a good time to go ahead and start doing our division predictions or my division predictions. We're gonna go division by prediction, division by division. Start with the fourth place team up to the number one team, and then when I get through all that, I'll do my playoffs and Super Bowl prediction too, and we'll see how right I am or wrong I am. Probably wrong. Um, but we'll start with the AFC East, and this one's pretty easy. The fourth place team is the New England Patriots. I got them going 4-13. I think Jared Mayo is a good hire. I think he's going to do a good job there, but it's they're in a bad spot right now, talent wise, and they're in a pretty tough division. I mean, all three of the other teams are playoff contenders, and so I think it's probably the second best division of football when you count into the fact that there's three teams that could all be legitimate, not just playoff contenders, legitimate Super Bowl contenders if they get in. So I got the Patriots going 4-13. Um, Third place, it's going to shock some people, but I got the team that's won it 4 years in a row. I got the Buffalo Bills finishing 10-7 and in third place. And the reason for that is losing Stephon Diggs is a big deal. But also, I've always thought Jared Allen was a bit overrated. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying I think he's a bit overrated. And you had that safety net of Stephon Diggs to throw the ball to. You don't have that now. So I think he's still good enough to get them 10 wins. I think their defense is going to be pretty decent overall, especially if they get Von Miller back. So I think they're going to be, they're going to be good, but 10-7 is probably not going to get them in the playoffs in the AFC. Just my prediction. Number two seed or number two team in the East, I got the New York Jets finishing 11-6. I know they got Aaron Rodgers, and I know they got a fantastic defense. But the fact is, do we know that Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers? He didn't play incredibly well his last couple of years in Green Bay, at least up to his standards. He played well for most quarterbacks, but not his standards. And let's not forget, people. Everybody's trashing Mike McCarthy, saying he's a product of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has done nothing since McCarthy left either, except choking the playoffs. Just like everybody makes fun of Dak Prescott, everybody makes fun of the Cowboys for choking in the playoffs. Well, Packers did that many times. They've done that ever since they won the Super Bowl in 2010. Where's their hate? Where's the Aaron Rodgers hate? No, it's Aaron Rodgers, the greatest quarterback ever. Blah blah blah. But he's won one Super Bowl. He's been to one Super Bowl and won one Super Bowl. And I think he and McCarthy maybe need each other. Everybody trashes McCarthy. He hasn't done any worse than Aaron Rodgers has. Um, so yeah, I got the Jets finishing 11-6. I mean, they'll be in the playoffs. Obviously, with that record, they'll be in the playoffs. And winning the division, I have the Miami Dolphins also at 11-6, but getting the sweep over the Jets during the season, so they get the tiebreaker. Um, Man, the Dolphins is just a really good offense, and their defense isn't bad. I admit to being one of those people that thought last year their defense wasn't very good until I watched them play the Cowboys. Their defense is pretty good, and they kind of got they kind of got the raw end of the deal having to go to Kansas City when it was like -5 degrees or whatever the hell the weather was in the playoffs. Plus going to Kansas City, period. That's not why you want to play in the playoffs. But I still think they're a really good team. They're going to win 11 games. I think. I'm not going to be one of those people that says, "Oh, they're going to do this." No, this is what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to win 11 games and win the AFC East. And now we're going to go to the South, AFC South, which I think may be the worst division in the conference. Um, Fourth place teams, Tennessee Titans. Again, pretty easy to pick. Will Levis, I think, is okay. I don't think he's that bad at all, but they did lose Derrick Henry. They got a rookie coach. I just I see a lot like the Patriots. They'll be competitive. They'll be in a lot of games because they're a hard nosed, tough football team. I think they'll be competitive. They'll be in games, but at the end of the day, I don't know that's going to be enough to win very many. I got them going 5-12. Third place is the Indianapolis Colts. Look, I was one of those people that fell into Flacco fever last year, but let's be honest, the dude threw way more interceptions than he probably should have, and I don't know that he's going to be the starter in Indianapolis, but if he is, I think he'll play well, but I don't think he'll play well enough to get them to the playoffs. The Browns had a stacked roster. The Colts don't really have the type of roster the Browns have. So I got the Colts finishing 9-8. The Jaguars in second. I also got them finishing 9-8. I think they had their one really really good year when they came from behind to beat was it the Chargers in the playoffs a couple years ago. I don't know that Trevor Lawrence is that guy. Again, I'm sure a hot take because a lot of people are like, "Oh, Trevor Lawrence is the great. Trevor Lawrence is great." And I'm not saying he won't be. I'm just saying right now I don't think he's the guy. So I got them finishing 9-8 as well in second place, winning the division, running away with it at 12-5. The Houston Texans. I do think C.J. Stroud's that guy. I thought so in college. I think so now. Um, the dude's balling out, and now they got Stephon Diggs for him to throw the ball to. So he's got all kinds of Nico Collins, got all kinds of weapons. And D'Amico Ryans is doing a great job over there. As much as it sickens me as a Cowboy fan to say that, the Houston Texans are legit. They are legit, and I think they're going to go 12-5 and win the AFC South. We'll go to the AFC West, and all right, so because I will go because I'm going to go through them all. Fourth place, Denver Broncos, 6-11. Sean Payton, I think, is a good coach, but a tad bit overrated too. And I think Bo Nix may do a good job at quarterback in the NFL, but this is rookie year, and I don't until a rookie proves it to me, I'm not going to sit there and say a rookie's going to be great. So I think rookie he's going to do all right, but not great. And I think, like I said, I think they finished 6-10 or 6-11. Excuse me. Third place, the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm gonna say they're gonna go 7-10. I think Antonio Pierce is going to do a really good job there. I think that was a great hire to bring him on full time. Aiden O'Connell, if he ends up being the quarterback for the Raiders, I think he's going to be okay. Jarrett Stidham, I think, is there too. I believe he's there too, and he'll do all right. They just don't have the talent overall to compete with the Chiefs. Number two, and again, another quarterback. I don't think he's as overrated as Trevor Lawrence or as Josh Allen, but Justin Herbert is good, but he's certainly not. I don't think upper echelon. But they do have Jim Harbaugh now. He's going to bring a renewed running game, and I think the Chargers are going to surprise some people. I think they're going to go 9-8 and be there at the end with a chance. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but they'll be there with a chance to make the playoffs. And Jim Harbaugh may end up being coach of the year, taking a team that went what they go last year 5-12, I think, and taking them to the playoffs or taking them to the cusp of being in the playoffs. So I think they finished second at 9-8, and of course the winners at the Kansas City Chiefs probably 13-4, and that's just because I think they'll drop a game or two here and there that maybe on paper they shouldn't drop. Um, they're one of those teams now that I think they just concentrate on the playoffs. They're not even trying to like run the table or anything crazy like that. They're just let's just win enough games to get in, and once we get in, we're the Chiefs. We're gonna make a run. I do think one of those losses comes in Cleveland though. Just saying, in December. AFC North, best division of football. Four teams who can all legitimately make the playoffs. Unfortunately, they won't because I said earlier that the Jets will make the playoffs 11-6. I think two of the three wildcard teams come out of the AFC North plus the champion. I think three teams make it out of the four. Last place, gonna rub people the wrong way, especially one of my broadcast partners, Carnahan. I think the Steelers. I don't trust Russell Wilson. I don't trust. I trust Justin Fields more than I trust Russell Wilson because one, he's probably about 7 or 8 years younger, and two, I think he has more upside right now than Russell Wilson does. But they're gonna go with Russell Wilson. I will say I trust Tomlin. I trust Mike Tomlin as much as any coach in the league. I think he just finds ways to win games. He'll keep them competitive. He'll keep them in it. and I think they'll finish above 500. I don't think his streak of not having a losing season ends this year. I don't. I think they go 9-8, but I think they finish last in the best division of football. Second place, I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals, or sweet third place. I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals, and they've had awesome year, one awesome year, and then a couple of pretty good years, and everybody just wants to crown them like they're the next world beaters. Burrow is a very good quarterback. Burrow may be the best quarterback in the division, just to be honest with you overall. He's not as athletic as Lamar Jackson, but he might be the best quarterback in the whole division. But I still don't trust that offensive line to block a high school team. I just don't. So I got them going 10-7 and finishing in third place. And again, these records for this division might not be as high because they're going to beat each other up. In second place, gonna shock some people. I got the Baltimore Ravens finishing second and finishing second at 11-6. They have proven to be another one of those teams that kind of chokes when it gets bright, when the lights get really bright, they kind of choke. Um, I'm not saying losing to the Chiefs is a choke by any means, but they had that game won, and then they just let it go. They just let it go. I mean, the Chiefs aren't looking for a three-peat this year if the Ravens can hang on at the end. If they can hang on and get take care of business, the Chiefs won't be looking for a three-peat this year. Um, I've gotten to where I trust them to have a great regular season, win a lot of games. I don't trust them in the playoffs. I got them going 11-6, finishing second, and at 12-5. That's right. That's right. It's finally going to happen. I got the Cleveland Browns going 12-5. They got the best defense probably in all of football, overall. And there may be other teams that have better stats here and there. I don't know, but overall talent wise, probably the second best tandem of corners behind the Cowboys if Trevon Diggs stays healthy. And that first game of the season, Cowboys at Browns, is going to be awesome. And people can make fun of me. I'm sure they will. I'm sure there'll be comment. If there are comments on this video, there'll be comments saying, "Oh, the Browns." Well, this is not the same old Cleveland Browns. And if you're smart and you have any kind of brain in your head, it's not hard to see that. It's not hard to look and see that this is not the same Cleveland Browns that you're used to making fun of all these years. I got them going 12-5, winning the North, and coming in the number 2 seed in the playoffs behind the Chiefs. So that's the AFC. Again, we got the Dolphins winning the East, got the Texans winning the South, the Chiefs winning the West, and the Browns winning the North. Playoff wildcard teams, I got the Jets, Bengals, and Ravens all getting in as wildcard teams. I'm going over to the NFC. We'll start with the NFC East. Last place, Washington Commanders, but I don't think it's going to be by much. I think that Jane Daniels is going to have a really good rookie year, but again, until he proves it, I'm not going to make the prediction. That's the only reason I have them in fourth behind the Giants, because I think overall they're a much better team than the Giants. But until Jane Daniels, who's a rookie, can prove it, I'm not going to put them above a quarterback who's played a few years, even if that quarterback is Daniel Jones. Third place, the New York Giants. Oh, sorry, I have Washington going 6-11. I have the Giants going 6-11 as well, but finishing third because they'll get a sweep over the rookie. The Giants are awful. They're just not good. And again, I think the Washington's a better team. I just think that they have a rookie quarterback, and I don't like Dan Quinn, especially after the way I feel like he sabotaged the defense against the Packers last year in the playoffs for the Cowboys to get out of Dallas to get to Washington. So fuck you, Dan Quinn. But at the same time, I trust him more than Brian Daboll at this point, who's had one really good year where Saquon Barkley just balled out, and then that's it. So, second place, call me a homer, don't care. It's my predictions. Eagles second place, and I have them going 11-6. I feel like the end of last year was a sign of something. I don't know if the players truly buy into Nick Sirianni the way everybody says they do. And when things got bad last year, there was no picking up the rope; it was dropping the rope, and they lost. I mean, what they start 10-1 and finish with 11-6, and they lost to Arizona team that I think is not terrible bad. You'll see my prediction of them later. They're not a bad team, but at that point they were sitting at 2-11, 2-12. They had nothing to play for, and they came into Philadelphia and just punked out the Eagles. I know the game was close scoreboard wise because the Eagles roster is so much better, but that was a game where the Cardinals just physically imposed their will on the Eagles in Philadelphia, and a game the Eagles had to have. And that showed a lot to me right there. Nick Sirianni doesn't have this team. This team doesn't like Nick Sirianni. And if things start to go south again this year, I think we're going to see him get axed. Philly don't put up with that shit. So I have them going 11-6, finishing second in the division. Cowboys number one at 12-5, 4 years in a row to finish 12-5, I think. And uh, you know, it's all about the playoffs at this point. Now, the only thing that worries me about the Cowboys isn't the roster. It's Jerry Jones like trying to sabotage this team. I really do believe he's trying to sabotage this team. I don't know why, unless he's just wanting to get rid of McCarthy and bring in Belichick or somebody. I don't know why he would do that, but none of what he does makes any sense anymore. And his little penny pinching son Steven can go to hell too. He can go to hell before Jerry. Jerry's just old and senile. Steven Jones is a douchebag. But through all that, I think they'll get CeeDee Lamb in before the season starts. I think the Cowboys will finish 12-5 for the fourth year in a row and win the NFC East. First team to win back-to-back NFC East titles since like 2004. It's been a different team every single year since then. AFC or NFC South, does it really matter? I mean, um, in last place, Carolina Panthers, of course. I think they went. Will they go 2-15 last year? I'll give them another couple wins. I think they'll go 4-13. It doesn't really matter though. They're awful. So the less said about them, the better. Um, third place, I got the New Orleans Saints. I know they got Derek Carr, and I know they got Alvin Kamara, who really needs out of New Orleans to a better team. But I don't trust Dennis Allen. I don't really trust David Carr. And I don't think they're going to be very good. I got them finishing 6-11. Just overall, they have some talent, but those guys need to get out of New Orleans to get to a better franchise. In second place, I got the Atlanta Falcons. I think they make a big step up. I think they finished 9-8, finished second in that division. They've got some talent, and then they brought in Kirk Cousins, who just let's be honest, the guy just in the regular season he wins and he gets money. He gets his money and he wins regular season games. That's what Kirk Cousins does, and good on him. I mean, I ain't got no problem with that. If you can get it, go get it, man. And he knows how to get those big contracts. And win the division for the second year in a row at 10-7. I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, those guys. Good for Baker. I'm not anti-Baker at all, and I think he had a really good year last year. He took them. They didn't just win the division; they beat the Eagles soundly in the playoffs, and then they went to Detroit and went toe to toe with the Lions, who is pretty good. So they had a really good year last year, way better than people thought, and I think they're going to do even better this year. I think they finished 9-8 last year and won that division. I think they finished 10-7, and I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs. I'll say that much. NFC North, this one's hard because I could see all four of these teams being good. I could see all four of these teams, or well, three of the four teams not being very good. In last place, I'm going to put the Vikings just because, again, I feel like they're going to they're either going to start Sam Darnold or JJ McCarthy. And I think JJ McCarthy might be good one day, but again, he's a rookie, so I'm not going to put too much stock into him right now. And Sam Darnold. Justin Jefferson's probably still one of the best receivers in the league, but I don't think he's going to be enough to carry them. Their defense is okay, but not great. I think they go 6-11 and finish last place in that division. Third place in the division. Jeez. I guess I'm going to go with the Bears until they can prove they can beat Green Bay. I'm going to go with the Bears. I think Caleb Williams will do okay in the NFL. Again, rookie, so give him some time. But overall, I think he'll do all right. And they got some talented playmakers. I think that's a team that might be a year or two away from really competing, though. And I have them going 7-10. Second place, the Packers. Jordan Love, as much as it sickens me, I think it's pretty good. Matt LaFleur just reloaded. I don't know how he got so. I don't know how Green Bay gets so lucky with their quarterbacks. I mean, let's face it. From Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, they must have some kind of voodoo curse or something on the rest of the NFL to get that lucky. But I think they finished 10-7, finished second in the division, and then the number one team is the Detroit Lions. I think they probably go 12-5. Dan Campbell has something really cooking there, and they're going to be scary. And again, another team I wouldn't want to play in the playoffs. NFC West is interesting because I think all four teams again could be good. I think Arizona could be good. I have them finishing last, but that's just because of who else is in the division. I think they finished last, and I think they finished last at 8-9. Kyler Murray coming back is a big deal. He looked really good at the end of last year, so if he stays healthy this year, I think he's going to have a real chance. I got them finishing 8-9. I got in third place. I got the Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith, and those guys finishing 9-8 and just missing the playoffs. In second place, of course, I have the LA Rams. I think Matthew Stafford he might be getting towards the end of his career, but I think he's still playing well enough to get them into the playoffs at 11-6, and then to win in the division. Of course, San Francisco 49ers 14-3. As much as it sickens me to say it. 14-3, winning the NFC West. So division winners, I got Cowboys, I got Buccaneers, Buccaneers, Lions, Niners. And in the playoffs, I think the NFC title game is going to be trash mail you want to is my predictions. Dallas, San Francisco. And the AFC title game, I think it's probably going to be the Chiefs. I'm going to say Chiefs and Browns. Again, whatever. That's my predictions. And I'm not making money off of these. I'm just doing them for fun. So I got Chiefs and Browns, and I got the Chiefs winning because they're the Chiefs. I mean, I'm not going to go that crazy. Chiefs are going to be back in the Super Bowl. And because I'm tired of seeing the Chiefs and Niners, I'm going to go with my Cowboys. Cowboys, Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs three-peat. Shoot myself in the head right now for saying that. Chiefs three-peat. But I think the Cowboys do enough to get Dak Prescott that extension, which may or may not be a good thing. And that's what worries me a little bit as a Cowboy fan. I don't know that I want Dak Prescott back another year, but if he gets us to a Super Bowl, then okay. Bring him back. Anyway, that's my predictions. Chiefs Browns in the AFC title game. Chiefs win a great game. Cowboys Niners in the NFC title game. Cowboys finally get it done against the Niners. Chiefs Cowboys in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs three-peat. Hope I'm wrong about that one. Hope I'm wrong upright all the way up until that, and then I'm wrong about that one. I will gladly be wrong about that one. But that's my NFL predictions. Everybody have a great NFL season. If I can't get other people on, let's come on and do this myself because I love this show. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun football season. Keep an eye on. I'm also gonna have a video out today doing my game by game predictions for the Arkansas Razorbacks, and that one's gonna be interesting and fun. So until then, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. This is the Razorbacks and Beyond podcast.